Ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony will begin in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, this ceremony will begin momentarily. We ask that all photographers remain behind the first row of seating and that all electronic devices are turned off or set to silent mode. Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Commanding General, Command Sergeant Major, the Fire Center of Excellence at Fort Sill, Major General Phil Brooks, and Command Sergeant Major Neil Sartain, welcome to this afternoon's retirement ceremony. Today, we gather to recognize a special group of soldiers in one Department of the Army civilian for their commitment and sacrifice throughout their many distinguished years of service. At this time, we'd like to extend a sincere welcome to our distinguished guests. Joining us this afternoon are Colonel Michael Merrifield, Chief of Staff, United States Army Fire Center of Excellence at Fort Sill, the Honorable Shireen L. Williams, Councilwoman, Lawton City Council, Ward 7, Colonel Glenn Hankey, Commandant, United States Army Air Defense Artillery School, and Command Sergeant Major Giancarlo Macri, Command Sergeant Major, United States Army Air Defense Artillery School. For the sequence of events, please refer to your program. At this time, we would like to recognize our former military or civilian retirees who may be attending today's ceremony We ask that any retirees in attendance, if they could, please stand and be recognized. Do not be shy. There we go. Thank you for your service. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the invocation presented by Chaplain Aguilar and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
I invite you to pray. Father, we thank you for these soldiers who are standing before you and are ready for retirement. We thank you for their leadership, their selfless service, and the sacrifice they have made to their country. Over the past years, they dedicated and devoted their lives to duty. Father, may they be proud of their accomplishments and the part they played in keeping America free. I ask that you give them a long life to enjoy the fruits of their labor. May they leave their full-time service with their heads held high, knowing that though their place online will be filled by another, they can never be fully replaced. In your holy name I pray. Amen.
Please be seated. Participating in today's ceremony are the 145th Oklahoma Army National Guard Band under the direction of Sergeant Matthew Gray. The installation color guard is provided by the 30th Field Artillery Brigade. The color sergeant is Staff Sergeant LaRock Johnson. Our guest speaker for today's ceremony received his commission in the year of 2000 as a Field Artillery Officer from the University of South Carolina through the Army Reserve Officer Training Corps. He has served with distinction at all levels of leadership throughout his Army career. He currently serves as the commander of the 434 Field Artillery Brigade. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Colonel Reginald White.
I want to start a little bit, I want to go a little bit off the script in the beginning. I'll get the council statement from my wife later on. So this morning, I watched 599 soldiers kind of cross the threshold from civilian into soldier, into our army. And then I'm now blessed to officiate a ceremony that celebrates the awesome career of several great Americans. And I just didn't want to let the moment pass really for me and for the team. And then I want to say for those retirees, like the chaplain said, someone else is filling your place online. Well, I got to see 599 of those this morning. Hey, you have no worries. Our Army is in great hands. Good morning, distinguished guests and friends. Thank you for your attendance today. My name is Reg White. I'm a proud American soldier. And I'm grateful for the privilege of serving my country, Team Lawton, Fort Sill, and have the privilege of serving the soldiers, civilians, and families of the destroyer brigade. I'm immensely humbled to be standing before you as we honor our retirees. Their careers have spanned over 259 years of service. I feel that any words that I offer today will fall short of their tireless service to our nation, but I will try to express our gratitude for your distinguished careers. When I think of our active civilian force, service members, retirees, and veterans, and their families, two words come to mind: steadfast and true. To the families, this is your day as well. We honor you too. We cannot do what the nation asks us to do without your love and support. Often, your steadfast service goes unnoticed in the background, but it is that foundation on which our careers are built. You volunteer with the SFRGs, you support family with long hours, master with a long career, you cover school events in our absence, you uplift us with hugs and kisses. You are the wind at our backs when we are weary. You are our true north. You make the long days in the office, deployments, and field training exercises marked by the beautiful and ever-changing weather of Oklahoma bearable. We are grateful for your sacrifices and thankful for your commitment to your loved ones. Please give our families a round of applause. Now to our honorees. We are grateful for your steadfast service to the nation. Your careers have intersected with critical points in our nation's history that have tested our resolve, but through it all, you stayed true to your oath in our good days and bad. You answered the call when our Army deployed in support of the Bosnian War. You doubled down on your oath of service when the towers fell. You stood shoulder to shoulder with your brothers and sisters as we navigated 2 decades of war in Afghanistan and Iraq. You deployed in support of disaster relief efforts to help those affected put their lives back together. You are a living testament to our nation's resolve to protecting liberty and freedom for all. Thank you. Your leadership and contributions to our Army and our nation are unmatched. We wish you well as you start your next chapters. For decades, you have given of yourself, and as you cross the threshold from active service member to retiree, only ask 2 things. First, that you continue to take care of your physical and mental health. We still need leaders who are shining lights in our communities who know the meaning of selfless service. The simple fact that you have served your nation faithfully through ever-changing times means that many will look to you for guidance as an example of what right looks like. Last, I ask that you share your stories and experiences. A few years ago, a veteran who is now a good friend of mine saved my career. At that time, I had fallen short of professional goal, and after watching me for a few months, he came to me one day. He shared his stories of success and failure, and finally he said, looking me dead in my eye, okay, the pity point is over. Now let's get back to work. And that's why I'm standing here today. Our stories are impactful. Our stories are meaningful. Our stories have the power to connect and to change lives. I ask that you share your stories with those that need a healing word or guidance in an uncertain time. You never know how life-changing your stories can be. In closing, I will apply Mayor Booker's saying, your careers have been some kind of wonder. Enjoy your retirement. Thank you for sharing this day with us. And again, thank you for your service. Seek, strike, destroy, fire strong. Your next chapter of winning starts here.
Today, we are privileged to recognize our retirees for their loyal and faithful service. Colonel White will present each retiree with their End of Service Award and a retirement certificate, certifying that each retiree has served faithfully and honorably. Additionally, each retiree will receive a certificate of appreciation signed by the President of the United States, the Commanding General's Coin for Excellence, and a case flag provided by the Fort Sill Retiree Council for a coveted Fires Afghan in honor of their service. Each retiree spouse will be presented a single flower or token along with a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army in honor of their faithful, unselfish, and devoted service. Finally, First Sergeant Holbrook will present the retirees' children with a military brat certificate, thanking them for their continued support, which reflects their bravery, resilience, adaptability, and teamwork, creating the acronym BRAT and making them all true Army brats. Our first honored retiree is Command Sergeant Major Angelo Johnson Sr., accompanied by his wife Janie and his children Angelo, Jaden, Zion, and Tristan. Command Sergeant Major Johnson came into federal service in November of 1996 and recently served with the 1st of the 40th Field Artillery Battalion. He is proud of his family and having a successful career. Following his retirement, he plans to finish his doctorate degree in strategic leadership and possibly become an adjunct at Cameron University. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Command Sergeant Major Johnson for exceptionally meritorious service of over 28 years, culminating as Command Sergeant Major for the 1st Battalion, 40th Field Artillery Regiment. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence in the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Johnson is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Command Sergeant Major Johnson's children are now being presented with their Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Command Sergeant Major Retired Angelo Johnson Sr. and family. Our next honored retiree is Mr. Samuel Martinez Cruz, accompanied by his wife, Madeline. Mr. Martinez came into federal service in November of 2007 and recently served with the 434 Field Artillery Brigade. He is proud of helping the transitioning of civilians to soldiers. Following his retirement, he plans to enjoy time with the wife and grandchildren and stay active in the community with their church events. The Meritorious Civilian Service Medal is awarded to Mr. Martinez for outstanding service of over 17 years, culminating as a training and supply technician for the 434 Field Artillery Brigade. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Martinez is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Mr. Samuel Martinez Cruz, retired and family. Our next honored retiree is First Sergeant Nicholas Boyce, accompanied by his wife Sarah and his children Madeline and Colson. First Sergeant Boyce came into federal service in September of 2001 and recently served with Headquarters Battery, 2nd Battalion, 18th Field Artillery. He is proud of attaining the rank of First Sergeant. Following his retirement, he plans to continue his education. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to First Sergeant Boyce for exceptionally meritorious service of over 23 years, culminating as a First Sergeant. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, 3rd Armored Corps, and the United States Army. Signed, Thomas M. Felty, Brigadier General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Boyce is receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. First Sergeant Boyce's children are now being presented with the Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you First Sergeant Retired Nicholas Boyce and family. Our next honored retiree is First Sergeant Andrew Foxworthy, accompanied by his wife Andrea and his children Annabeth and Annabeth. First Sergeant Foxworthy came into military service in February of 1999 and originally served with the Pride of Fort Sill, the 77th United States Army Band. He is proud of making connections with audiences across the globe through music. Following his retirement, he plans to be the best husband and father he can be. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to First Sergeant Foxworthy for exceptional meritorious service of over 25 years, culminating as the First Sergeant for the 77th Army Band. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Foxworthy is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. First Sergeant Foxworthy's children are now being presented with their Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you First Sergeant Retired Andrew Foxworthy and family. Our next honored retiree is First Sergeant Tyrone Moffins, accompanied by his wife Esha and his children Tyrone, Tyson, and Tyrell. First Sergeant Moffins came into military service in October of 2004 and originally served with Bravo Battery, 1st of the 78th Field Artillery Battalion. He is proud of his 20 years of service. Following his retirement, he plans to spend more time with his family. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to First Sergeant Moffitt for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years, culminating as a First Sergeant. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Moffitt is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. First Sergeant Moffitt's children are now being presented with their Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you First Sergeant Retired Tyrone Montez. Our next honor retiree is Sergeant First Class Larry Ayers, accompanied by his son Donald. Sergeant First Class Ayers came into military service in July of 2000 and recently served with the 2nd of the 20th Field Artillery Battalion. He is proud of being able to serve his country. Following his retirement, he plans to enjoy his family and relax. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Ayers for exceptionally meritorious service of over 24 years, culminating as the Home Station Mission Command First Sergeant. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, 3rd Armored Corps, and the United States Army. Signed, Thomas M. Felty, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Sergeant First Class Ayers' children are now being presented with their Army Brat certificates. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Larry Ayers and family. Our next honored retiree is Sergeant First Class Clayton Krause, accompanied by his wife Jody and his son Hudson. Sergeant First Class Krause came into military service in March of 2004 and recently served with the 30th Air Defense Artillery Brigade. He is proud of his family. Following his retirement, he plans to work for the State Department. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Krause for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Florida Army National Guard, and the United States Army. Signed, Robert G. Carruthers, Major General, Florida National Guard, Commanding. Mrs. Krause is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant First Class Krause's son is being presented with the Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Clayton Krause and family. Our next honored retiree, Sergeant First Class Gabriel Moana, accompanied by his wife Luana, and his children Gabriel, Michael, Jefferson, and Raphael. Come on down. Sergeant First Class Moana came to the military service in September of 2001 and recently served with the Headquarters Battery, 434 Field Artillery Brigade. He is proud to be able to serve his country and proud of his family. Following his retirement, he plans to help his school-age kids. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Moana for exceptional meritorious service of over 23 years, culminating as an instructor and Brigade Training Assessment Team non-commissioned officer. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Moana is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant First Class Moana's children are now being presented with their Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Gabriel Moana and family. Our next honored retiree is Sergeant First Class Sean Randall, accompanied by his wife Jalen and his children Aiden, Molly, and Katie. Sergeant First Class Randall came into military service in November of 2004 and recently served with the Director of Training and Doctrine, Fire Center of Excellence. He is proud of being able to serve alongside America's finest. Following his retirement, he plans to take a few months off and then get into the workforce as a truck driver. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Randall for exceptional meritorious service of over 20 years, culminating as a senior training developer. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Fire Center of Excellence, and the United States Army. Signed, Winston P. Brooks, Major General, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Randalls is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant First Class Randall's children are now being presented with the Army Brat certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired Sean Randall and family. Our last honored retiree is Sergeant First Class John Russell, accompanied by his wife Joyce and his children Adeline and William. Sergeant First Class Russell came to the military service in February of 2000. 2003 and recently served with Reynolds Army Health Clinic. He is proud of the people he has served with. Following his retirement, he plans to work with the VA assisting with disability claims. The Meritorious Service Medal is awarded to Sergeant First Class Russell for exceptional meritorious service of over 21 years, culminating as a healthcare sergeant. His exceptional performance, professionalism, and dedication to duty reflect great credit upon him, the Army Medical Department, and the United States Army. Signed, Wendy L. Gray, Colonel, United States Army, Commanding. Mrs. Russell is now receiving a single flower as a token of gratitude and a certificate of appreciation signed by the Chief of Staff of the Army. Sergeant First Class Russell's children are now being presented with their Army Brat Certificate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Sergeant First Class Retired John Russell and family. Could I kindly ask that each retiree please stand and face the audience. You are now one of us. Join me in a round of applause in honor of today's retirement. Please be seated. Distinguished retirees, we are grateful for your service and contributions to the United States Army. You will be missed, but rest assured there are other Americans who will stand up and meet the challenges of tomorrow. Honored retirees, your replacements have arrived. These soldiers are currently in week 4 of basic combat training. Like each of you did many years ago, these soldiers have sworn to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and have chosen to live by the Soldier's Creed. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise as we honor today's retirees and remain standing for the playing of the Army Song. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's ceremony. Please take a moment to thank today's honored retirees and their families for their loyal and faithful service. Fire strong, people first, winning medals, children for life, be all you can be.